we've been getting a lot of news over the weekend. Especially marathon news. We've been getting a lot. We've been getting a lot from Marathon. We got some brand new news this morning, and we also got another 10-minute ViDoc of some up close looks at the different kind of runner shells. Now, if you're not familiar, Marathon is definitely going to set itself apart from Arc Raiders, and I talked about this in a previous video that I will link somewhere in this video. But runner shells are basically Marathon's version of Legends, like in Apex Legends, or Heroes in Marvel Rivals. So this is going to be the different types of play styles that you can run. And there's 7 of them, and they're all unique, and they come with unique abilities. And I've been talking about how Marathon is truly going to set itself apart from Arc Raiders, and these 2 games are going to be able to coexist for different reasons. One of the reasons is that last week, of course, we found out from some of the head developers at Arc Raiders that Arc Raiders is not meant to be overly competitive, and that's straight from the developer's mouth. And my thing was, because of how much customization you have in Marathon, you have the runner shells that have abilities. You have they said over 400 ways to mod your weapon. We're learning more information about the cores and the different perks that you get for each specific runner, as well as the abilities. I believe that Marathon is going to be your more competitive vibe and your more competitive extraction shooter versus Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is going to be your casual role-playing, less high stakes kind of vibe, and then Marathon is going to bring your competition. It's going to bring your high skill, and it's not going to bring too much talking versus Arc Raiders. So we got a brand new ViDoc, and what I want to do is, I did watch it, but it gave me a lot of thoughts about how some of these runner shells compare to some of your favorite play styles in other games. Your heroes in Marvel Rivals, as well as your legends in Apex Legends, as well as some things that can be similar in Arc Raiders. So what I want to do is I want to watch this ViDoc again, and I kind of want to give you some details about each runner shell and kind of compare them to maybe your favorite legend in Apex Legends or your favorite hero in Marvel Rivals, and show you some of the abilities that they're going to have. So that way you can figure out which runner you're going to be playing the most and which one you're going to be maining in the game. So let's go ahead and we're going to dive in here. Now, like I said, I did watch this already, but what I want to do is I really want to focus on the details and really catch some things that I might have missed the first time. So we're gonna go ahead and go through it again. So let's start from the beginning. Man, this game is looking great. I'm sorry, the game is looking amazing.
Runner shells is what we're calling the bioprinted bodies that you, the runner, inhabit when you go down to Tau Ceti. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay.
So abilities, passives, stat packages, married to a very distinct silhouette that then players can look at,
Yes,
50,
different
60
play
meters away and
styles,
say,
different abilities.
Oh, I know what that is. I know what that player is capable of, and I can start to think about how to counteract it.
One of the things we really want to do from the build crafting side is making sure that we're providing people ingredients instead of giving them a recipe. Figuring out what you want for your build that is unique, and you do that across cores, you do that across
There's going to be so many ways. There's going to be so many ways to play this game.
That can be used in combination with each other to shift.
Pause. So these are the cores that they're talking about. So basically what the cores are different types of perks that each runner will have, and there will be multiple different types of these cores. So you have your kind of lower end cores that are going to be cheaper, and then your prestige cores that are going to be your gold cores. And so, like I said, these cores are specific to a specific type of runner shell. So for example, Blast Off, this is specific to the Vandal runner shell. Knockback no longer deals self-damage, instead propelling you away from the blast. So these are just different perks that each runner is going to be able to equip.
Gameplay style of your runner kit. We also want to make sure that there are interesting combinations of things that work together, but they have hooks
and
that
implants
go out into the other systems, so you can create this like crazy Rube Goldberg machine.
Depending on your playstyle, if you're like someone who hangs back and likes to snipe, you're someone who likes close quarters combat and you're gonna rush in, you're gonna wanna cater the items that you're finding differently.
Yeah.
The idea there is like, have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're gonna build on top of that.
It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be really good. All right, first runner shell,
Destroyer's
Destroyer.
aggressive, brutal, wears a modified, futuristic version of the Mjolnir armor from the original trilogy.
The shell is designed to get into the fight as fast as possible and stay there. It comes equipped with thrusters on its legs that let it sprint faster, or you can
Yep.
use them for a quick lateral evade.
A riot barricade so that they can generate presence and they can generate like almost like aggro for their team.
Prime ability is Search and Destroy, which activates shoulder-mounted missile pods that fire heat-seeking missiles.
Destroyer is gonna be really
They
fun.
have a way to lock down targets over sustained fire, which immobilizes them and allows your team to follow up.
So, Destroyer is gonna be your tank style runner shell. So when I first saw Destroyer, you know, with the shield and the thrusters that kind of launch you up, it reminded me of a combination of Gibraltar in Apex Legends and Captain America. So this is gonna be your big tank style runner shell where you can go in, you can take hella amounts of damage, you can back out the fight and reset. So if you kind of like playing that tank style, that kind of bulky, like dive style type of play style, I think you're going to like Destroyer. And that's what Destroyer kind of reminds me of.
Our Assassin shell is
Assassin.
built for players who like to play slow and quiet. It's very much a classic, backline infiltrator. It has a dive ability that can be used to negate fall damage from any height.
Their tactical ability
So
is
you have
invisibility. You pull this, like,
invisibility,
shroud of invis over yourself.
and you have
can
dive.
sprint during it, you can mantle during it, but the faster you move, the more visible you're going to become. And if you take any actions, heal, shoot, get shot, you'll reveal yourself for a short duration. Their prime ability sends out this disc. It creates this like plumes of smoke that you can enter
And
into.
this is gonna
when
be your
combined with
smoke-
their passive shroud,
your smoke
they
shell.
go invisible when they enter smoke. The whole thing here is like be invisible, be sneaky, and then enshroud the world in smoke.
Very cool. So for Assassin is definitely your stealth shell. These are for the people who like to flank. Your flanker shell, who like to be sneaky and quiet. And if you're a big fan of smoke abilities, I think you're really gonna like Assassin. You know, if you like, I mean, it reminds me of the smoke clouds in Arc Raiders as a grenade. So if you like using smokes a lot and you like to disappear, you like invisibility, you like to flank, you like to be stealth and sneaky, Assassin is gonna be the one for you. I think Assassin is very cool. Recon.
Originally, Recon was called internally Fun Police. That really is the core kind of fantasy. It's about hunting people down. It's about playing detective. If you want to find all the assassin shells on the map, Recon is the shell you want to use. It comes with a tracker drone that you can toss out a little spider friend that crawls along the ground and will track towards enemies
Very
and explode.
cool.
And that explosion overheats the target.
They can't move, they can't sprint, they're taking tick damage, and they like help you lock down a target so you can pursue them. And for their prime, Recon has this really awesome helmet that splits open and they tap in these cool key codes. It opens up and pulses and it sends out this like wave that detects both AI and players and marks them for you.
And
Very
you break
cool,
the
very
shield
cool.
of somebody as a Recon shell, they leave holographic footprints behind. So even if they run away, you can follow that trail and they'll lead right to them.
And then finally awareness, where if you get pinged, it'll actually tell you that someone like sees you. You won't know where, but you'll be able to be on high alert that somebody saw you in his marquee.
Very cool. So Recon is just that. It's going to be your typical Recon runner shell. This is going to be your Bloodhound in Apex Legends. You're going to get scanners. You're going to get the wall hacks, as the gamers like to say. You're going to get the footprints. You're going to get a little drone that you can throw out that locates enemies. Very similar to Chomper in Fragpunk, for those of you who play Fragpunk and know about Fragpunk. That reminded me of Chomper and his little ability that tracks, his little robot friend that tracks people and that explodes. So Recon, I think is going to be great. If you love Bloodhound, I was originally a Bloodhound main in Apex Legends. So for me, I think I'm probably going to start out playing Recon just because I know how to play that style pretty well. And that's the style that I've spent the most time playing. So I think Recon is going to be great. If you're the type that likes to hunt enemies down, you like to look for people, you are going to vibe with Recon.
Vandal is our shell that is, just by its very nature, more agile than our other shells. It has microjets that let it do a double jump. It has a power slide that goes much further than our normal sprint slide.
Their prime overloads their movement system so they can commit and chain all those actions together. They're about getting in and out, causing chaos.
The arm cannon for Vandal unfolds, and you find a big-ass gun barrel inside.
I
you
like
can use
that.
it to knock people out of cover. You can use it to knock people off of buildings.
Vandal
which way
is
more
very
fun than knocking them out of
interesting.
cover.
The number of times we've knocked people off of field maintenance is like, this is a great thing.
I like Vandal. And you know what's crazy?
Marathon is
Vandal reminds me of a combination of Octane and Fuse in a way. And me being a Fuse main, I like an arm cannon. Anytime that I can press my tactical ability button and something throws out, I like that. That's what my muscle memory is used to. But also, it's the movement shell. So this is your Octane where you get your double jump. You're going to get your slide sprint. You're going to get increased movement speed. And then, yeah, you're going to get that arm cannon that knocks people back. Might not necessarily do AoE damage, but the knockback is still helpful. So, I don't know. I like the vibe of Vandal. Although I'm not really a movement type of girly, I think for the people who are, Vandal is going to be, I think Vandal is probably going to be one of the most top picked shells, just for that reason, just because it's giving Octane, it's giving movement. And most PvP players, they like movement. That's the one thing that they champion, is being able to have good movement. So I think Vandal is going to be one of the top picked runner shells for sure. And we got Thief.
Marathon is a
Thief.
game that is all about finding the best stuff on the map. So we felt like we needed to have a shell that was sort of built for the loot goblin fantasy. That is
Definitely,
Thief
definitely.
to a T. Thief's trade ability is X-ray visor, where you flip down your visor, you can see containers through walls, you can see enemies that are within line of sight.
Okay, so you can see enemies too.
Their prime is pickpocket drone, where they deploy this like elegant origami mechanicalized butterfly. It has like a mechanical whip that it can send out, and that knocks loot out of both players and AI, and then it can suck that loot back up with the same whip. Or you can use it for
wow.
recon. You can fly around, you can ping, those pings are shared to your squad.
The Thief shell also has a built-in grappling device that is embedded right in the forearm. You shoot out a dart. Mid-flight,
Wow.
it unfolds into this propeller
Thief,
that
low
pulls you
key,
along, and you can
is
swing
about to
away
be very
safety.
OP. So
The recharge rates are
basically, Thief is literally Loba, Bloodhound, and Pathfinder. Oh my gosh. So basically, Thief is Loba, Pathfinder, and Bloodhound all put together. Because not only do you hunt down loot, but you literally can use her as recon as well. So she is kind of like two shells in one. She's recon and she's loot. So it's like she's kind of Thief is gonna be OP, I think, for sure.
grapple, and their base handling and stats will go up as you fill the backpack. So the idea is to become a loot goblin, right? Steal as much as you can and get out.
Triage.
The Triage shell is our shell for support players. If you want to keep your allies kicking so they can kick back, we have Triage for you.
They're equipped with these awesome like capacitive gauntlets where you activate them and then you can overcharge them and send out these tendrils that then like shock you back to life. Their tactical ability, they actually have these giant drones attached to the legs and they pull them out, and it's a little buddy, he's got a little face, and you give him a high five and send him on his way, and he'll come and hover over your shoulder and provide you with shields and health.
Triage is really a combat medic, so we knew we needed to give it an ability that was useful for firefights.
They've got two traits. Their first one is a trait ability called Battery Overcharge, where they overcharge their capacitive gauntlets, which makes their weapons performance better. And if you're using battery weapons specifically, breaking shields will EMP targets, and that becomes an on-ramp to like a whole new layer of build crafting.
Wow.
And then they have the second trait, Shareware, which is really cool, which is any buddies that have medi drones on them, any consumable you use will get like copied to them. So you kind of almost are this like battle medic that's like constantly running triage on your team.
That is huge. So Triage is basically your lifeline, but on steroids, I feel like. Like that trait, being able to copy a consumable, that is huge. And that's very different. I haven't really seen a combat medic like that. But if you have, let me know in the comments. But I think that is huge. That is huge. So yes, you got your lifeline right here.
Sometimes you just want to take a breather after a bunch of runs and just kind of go on a run to just see what happens. And Rook is really fun for that.
Picking Rook automatically opts you into queuing in solo. You're able to enter into a match in progress, and you're given a starting kit. You're not allowed to bring anything in. That's almost to your advantage because you risk nothing, and anything you take out is yours to keep.
Instead of focusing on like progression and questing and things of that sort, it's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress and run about and try to scavenge as much as possible and get out with it so that you can populate your vault a little bit more for future runs.
Rook has a tactical ability that lets it blend in with UESC forces. So you activate it, a little mask appears over your face, and you are not perceived by the UESC as hostile. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed about Rook is the added tension. Midway through a session, even though you've known like a few crews got taken out, or maybe you've taken out crews yourself, you don't know how many new players get injected through Rook.
Ultimately, Rook is a morality test, so you have a couple of options when you see a Rook. Either you're a decent person and you drop them a piece of loot and let them be on their merry way, or you are a monster and you blast them in the face. And I'm not going to say which one I am.
I like Rook.
I blast a lot of Rooks.
I like Rook. So Rook is going to be your free loadout in Arc Raiders, basically. So it just allows you to drop into a match and pretty much scavenge for leftover loot. Let's say you had a few really bad runs and you just lost all your stuff. It makes it really nice for you to just be able to drop in with no stakes, no high stakes, low risk, possibly a high reward. And like we have a universal rule in Arc Raiders where you typically don't shoot the flute player, Rook is going to be that. So it's going to be like, are you going to shoot a person that you know has nothing? Versus in Arc Raiders, you're not really sure. You don't know. Like, you don't know if the person has nothing, or you don't know if they're lying or not. Whereas Rook, okay, you know, like, this is a player who is just dropping in, trying to scavenge. They have nothing. They're just picking up what's left. So it's like, do you let that person be, or are you just gonna shoot them? And to be honest, I think most people are just gonna shoot the Rook. Like, I mean, it could be a waste of your time, like shooting the Rook, because not only are you making noise, you're giving your position away. It's like, you know, it's a Rook, so they don't have anything of value. So I think these runner shells are very cool. I think we got a good competition. We got a good competition between Arc Raiders and Marathon right now. I think all these runner shells have dope abilities. For me, I think Vandal is probably going to be the most popular just for the movement's sake. I don't know which one I'm going to play. Like I said, I'm probably going to start off playing Recon just because I know how to play that a little bit better. But for me, it'll probably be between Recon or probably Triage. I don't know. But let me know in the comments. Let me know what runner shell sticks out to you the most and which one you are going to be maining. And honestly, I cannot wait for Marathon. I cannot wait for this game to come out. I can't wait for the open beta weekend. I'm super pumped and I'm super ready to play.